Well, we'll start with the injury situation. TJ Omer, what was the latest with him after he came on?
He's got an abdominal pain, quite tricky. Find it very difficult to find it very difficult when he's on the physio's bed to repeat the pain he's been having. So we'll just have to monitor him for a few days, see how he is, and then have another discussion to post that. But at the minute, he's going to be out for a short period.
Joe Walsh, did his op go okay?
Yeah, very good. So really pleased with that. He'll be out for a few weeks, but all successful. Everybody's happy. No one's happy Joe was injured, but it was very successful.
And Adam Jackson, what's the latest?
Jacko's still on course. So he's got a bit of a calf injury. Nothing serious. Definitely should be back within the next. I say definitely. Like as we sit here today, he's on course to be back for next week. I say the reason I take definitely back. God forbid something happens in between. But he's progressing nicely.
It's a relief, I guess, to have Lewis Montour back available this week after TJ going down on Tuesday.
Yeah, and look, first of all, really disappointed for TJ because he's been outstanding in training. He's become a real leader in our group. I think he's a brilliant example to everybody at the club because he's played quite a few games. He's been in and out of the team. We've become very close friends because we talk a lot in our office, which I try not to do with the lads because I don't want the office to be someone's getting left out or something's happening. So we try to leave the door open as much as possible. We've had some lovely conversations this year. He's someone I'm very fond of. And I thought he looked in the zone, didn't I? I thought when he's on it, he's a hell of a player. The thing I'd like to improve at TJ is his concentration, but he's really found himself in a nice place. So I'm personally really disappointed for him that he's got an injury when he did. You know, he's very popular in the staff room and in the players room. But it's good to have Lewis back. He's an outstanding player. I thought the games he came in, the 3 games he played, ironically we won 2 and drew 1. I think Lewis being part of that is not a coincidence. I think he's a real asset value to the club for sure. He's a grade 1 player.
And on TJ, do you think he's been helped the fact that he's had to really fight for his place this year and it's not been an automatic selection, whether that's a wing back or centre half?
I don't know is the honest answer because I've had lots of conversations with TJ. I'd like to think they've been very positive with both of us. We're very supportive of each other and we have grown-up conversations. I'm not one for... Very rare I'll call somebody in to criticise him or... You know, I try to be positive even with potential negatives. So we've never had any really negative crisis conference. There's been nothing like that. I think he's probably lacked a little bit of consistency. I think to give him credit, I've moved him around to find the best position for him. But you know, the one thing we're all happy with, TJ is a really good player. He's a very good defender, very good 1v1 specialist. In fact, one of our best. He's dominant in the air. He can handle the ball. He's competent in short spaces. And I say that he needs to improve his longer play. But he's had a little bit of a fracture time this year through no fault of his own, I would say. And he's got really good competition for places, which is great for me, but not good for everybody else. So I think he's been very unlucky this year, and I say that, but he's played a lot of football as well. I just think he's a great kid and a great pro. He's desperate to be a footballer. He's desperate to progress. He's very ambitious in how he sees himself. He's somebody who comes in every day and wants to improve, and we have loads of those. But even with the number of players we have like that, he's a standout every day after training, him and Tash. You know, and they're the things that people don't see. So unfortunately, Tash has missed a lot of games because we've got too many loans. But how those boys conduct themselves, they're a real credit. And again, apologies, you've not asked me about Tash, but I'm talking about him. 2 great lads.
With regards to the disappointments you felt this season, you talked about it on Tuesday, feeling a bit disappointed. Have they been harder to deal with as a coach compared to when you had them as a player?
Yeah, 20 times, much harder. Apologies, somebody asked me a question the other day about how I found being a head coach. I've never experienced pressure like it, and I've say that because I've been in some good pressure moments that I loved. It's crackers, it's nuts, it's not nice. but I'd never change it. So I think you take results harder. I think you take them personal. Last Tuesday was really difficult for me because I was quite angry after the game, but the lads have given their all. They were excellent. I watched the game back. I thought they were very good. I watched it back and they were very good. I thought structurally, discipline, defensively, we were excellent. Carl pulled off a great save from a counter where we should have scored. It's really hard doing interviews after a game. I find it mind-boggling after such an emotional time, and walking out to see you guys, I was trying to balance myself and come down, and it's impossible to do when you've just been in a high energy, high octane, volcanic 90 minutes, and you're a minute away from being 11th in the league, continuing the great run. So yeah, it is really, really difficult, but try to focus on the process and what we're doing and the bigger picture, and not get sidetracked with one goal. So it was really ironic the other night. On 70 minutes I had the far stand singing my name, and on 94 minutes I had some guy heckling me behind me. And it's amazing how, so I just see the game, but not all fans, but some people just see a result. But that's football, that's what makes it great.
And do you find, with regards to that situation, that as a player, apart from if you make a horrendous error on the pitch, it's a collective problem if things go wrong, but for, at the moment, for supporters, if they see something go wrong, they see it's the manager, it's the head coach. Has that been difficult to deal with as well?
I've never thought of it like that. I've never felt anything like, when we win a game, it is a collective. When we lose a game, it's the job as a head coach to protect the players, rightly so. I don't come out and lie. I felt that I let the players down. Burton away. I felt as a staff we could have helped them more. And I'd like to think we're honest with that. I just think when you're a player, it's different. You go home. I was a player, so I'm going to say this. Players are selfish. All you think about is yourself. You go home. I'm a father of 3 now, and I feel like I make decisions for them like they're my kids. I really, really care about them, and I think that comes with experience, maturity, age, and apologies if I'm going off on one here, but having kids is the most amazing thing ever. You just want to care for people, and so yeah, I love working with them. I just want them to have the experiences that like Tom Shaw had. Tom's a fantastic player. Danny Butt's a fantastic player. So I want them to share the experiences that those guys have lived, and it's their time. So it's really important to me that they really, really maximise themselves and don't waste a day. We talk about that a lot.
And do you find that when you talk to fellow managers as well, that they say that to you? I know Mick McCarthy is somebody you've been close to over your career, that he says to you as your head coach, make the most of your opportunities, maximise those, a bit like you're saying to your players. Yeah, but look,
obviously I talk to Mick all the time, and he's I don't mind saying this, he's like my second dad. Just a top human being, an incredible guy. So constantly speak to him and stuff. But I think a lot of the stuff I try and draw on myself. I think I'm a very rational guy. I think I'm sensible. I don't think I'm an emotional guy. So we try and stay balanced in everything we do. But ultimately, all we want is the best for the players and the best for Lincoln, and that's all we continually strive to do every day. Coming in and shouting and screaming and roaring at people doesn't make them better, doesn't give them confidence. But the easiest way to look at things is, school teachers don't scream and shout at kids, do they? Or at least I hope they don't. That's not how people learn. We're the same here.
Oxford United, without a manager as we speak, are they the most unpredictable side you're going to come up against this season, because you just don't know how they're going to go about it? Yeah.
Well, in my mind, yes. So I don't know whether bitterly disappointed that Carl's lost his job, and I mean that genuinely. I've met him a few times. He's not a friend, but he's been really, really kind to me. Disappointed to see anybody lose their job. I think Carl's had an outstanding career, and you'd actually be really shocked at the amount of games. He must be 600-700 games now, which is incredible. So bitterly disappointed for him. I don't know how that affects the club. I don't know what the mood's like. I don't know what the camp was like. I don't know what the energy was like. But I just revisit a conversation I had with somebody today. A good friend of mine rang me and he was talking about me to somebody else and we're talking about various different things. But ultimately he was saying to somebody else, we just focus on ourselves. I'm really big on that here. So 70-80% of Saturday has to be about us. And the other bit will be about Oxford. I don't think there's loads you can do. You've been working, the guys that will be taking the game will have been working with the group for a long time. I can't imagine they're going to turn up on Saturday, play a completely wild formation and start doing completely different things, because that's not what the players have been doing or are used to. I wouldn't say institutionalised, but it's very difficult to come with just a completely different game plan. I just don't see that. And they've got very good coaches there, the guys that are taking the game, you know, impressive guys, great careers. So, and I think Oxford have got a very good side. I think they've got really good players. Like I'm really surprised they are where they are.
And with regards to the home game, a lot of the problems have been getting that second goal at home. Sometimes is it about trying to go and get a second and risk drawing or losing the game rather than holding on to the one goal lead, do you think?
We definitely don't try and hold on to leads. I think if you're 1-0 up like you are against MK Dons, you just don't have to go chasing it. When we played Barnsley away in the Cup this year, we're 2-0 up at half time, they were down to 10 men, and we've made it really clear to the guys, please do not go chasing the next goal, it will come to you. And it did. It took the 94th minute, but we got there. Our problems this year are clear. Defensively we're outstanding. I'm not going to bore you with the defensive stuff and the stats, they're incredible. But we have to be better at killing off games. What I'm really pleased with, when I look back at the recent games, we've had unbelievable chances to win the games. So it's not like we're not creating chances. I don't want to name names, so I won't go through them. But in each of the last 4 or 5 games, we've had incredible chances to see the game off. I've got no worries at all about, you know, not being able to hang on to a result or clean sheets. We've got one of the teams with the most clean sheets in the league, fewest goals. So we can do that. I just think sometimes, whoever you play against, they're always going to have an opportunity. I mean, the goal the guys, Paris scored the other night, you know, it's just a complete and utter free goal, but it's gone in. But I think we have to get better at killing the game off. And again, apologies for boring you. What I'm really pleased about is I think we've created clear-cut chances to do that. The next bit is putting the ball in the back of the net. So we'll just continue to work on that, continue to coach, continue to try and improve, and hopefully that will come.